One of the most common questions from Sage ERP Accpac users is how to export data into Microsoft Excel. So in this tutorial, we'll show you several methods that you can use. It's important to note that we're going to focus on exporting of data into Excel as opposed to reporting tools that link directly into your Accpac data and use Excel as a front end. These tools include the Financial Report Writer, Sage ERP Accpac Intelligence, and Sage ERP Accpac Insight. Now continuing on with exporting, we can export data from Sage ERP Accpac into Excel using several methods. These include the File Menu Data Export function that you'll find in most Sage ERP Accpac windows, exporting from the Finder tool, the Crystal Reports Export Report function, and the new Sage ERP Accpac Inquiry. In this tutorial, we'll take a look at each of these methods, so now let's jump right in and get started. While we're going to use the Sage ERP Accpac portal to access the modules in our demonstration, you can also use the traditional desktop interface for everything we're going to show, with the exception of the Inquiry tool, which is only available via the portal. So now let's begin by taking a look at the File Menu Export feature. You'll find this tool throughout Sage ERP Accpac, and for this demo, we'll look at it under Accounts Receivable Customers. So we'll go to Tasks, Accounts Receivable, and Customers. Here we want to examine our customer's last payment on account to us and export this data into Excel. To do this, we'll go up to the File menu and click Export. For export type, the choices are Customer, Statistics, and Comments. We'll select Customer, click OK, and the export selection form opens. Notice that the menu tree and some of the buttons on the form are grayed out. In order to make them active, we must first save the Excel file that will receive the exported data. To do this, we'll hit Browse, and it'll be saved to our desktop, and let's name the file AR Customer Last Payment. And we'll hit Save, and notice that the previously grayed out items are now active. Next, we'll select our export fields, and to see them, we'll click the plus sign to expand the customer tree. By default, all of the fields are selected, and since we only need a few of these fields, it'll be easier to first unselect all of them, then choose the ones we'll need. So to deselect all, we'll right-click on Customers and choose Unselect All Fields. Now we'll select our fields, and you must always include the starred field, in this case, Customer Number. Next, we'll select Customer Name. Then we'll scroll down about halfway and choose Last Receipt. Now we'll click OK. The data export runs, and we receive a message showing the number of records exported. Now let's close the message, end the customer window, and take a look at the exported data. Recall that we saved it to our desktop, which we'll jump to using the Windows key plus D keyboard shortcut. Here's the file, and we'll double-click to open it. Here you can see the three fields that we exported: Customer Number, Customer Name, and Last Receipt. At this point, you're able to use the standard Excel functions to format and analyze your Sage ERP Accpac data. Now let's move on to the second export method, which is to use the Finder. This export function can be found on any Finder lookup button and is similar to the export function we looked at in the previous example. So now let's return to the portal, and for this example, we'll export some inventory item data. We'll go to the Items window by opening Tasks, Inventory Control, Items. Here on the Item Number field, we'll open the Finder, and on the menu bar, we'll click File, then Export. Again, this window is very similar to the one we just worked with on the customer form. So as we did before, we'll hit Browse and leave Desktop as the destination and enter a file name, item_finder, and now we'll click Save. Again, we'll expand the menu tree, right-click on Items, and unselect All. Here we'll choose Item Number, Description, unit of measure, and scrolling down, we're looking for costing method, and there it is. And when we click OK, the export process runs. When it's finished, we receive a message confirming the number of exported records. Let's close the message, the item finder screen, and the items window. Now let's take a look at the exported data by jumping back to the desktop. We'll double-click the file, and here you can see the 4 fields that we selected for the export. Now let's take a look at the third method, which is to export data from a Crystal report. So let's return to the portal and run a Crystal report to see how this works. To do this, we'll go to Reports, General Ledger, Trial Balance. For this demo, we'll use default settings and print the report to our screen. This is a standard trial balance report with the header showing the report settings and columns for account number, account description, debits, and credits. We can export this data by going to the upper left corner and clicking the Export Report icon. The export format list presents a large number of file types for our export, and we'll choose Excel 97-2000, then click OK. In this window, you have some formatting options, but we'll go with the default settings and click OK to continue. Now we'll select the desktop for the location of our file, and we'll name it GL_trial_balance and click Save. Let's take a look at the file by going back to our desktop, and we'll open the file. And as you can see, the report data has been exported as well as the formatting for the report. If you're planning to do some of your own formatting and analysis in Excel, you might not want the header, footer, and other formatting that came over from the Crystal report. Fortunately, we do have the option to leave the formatting behind. So let's close the spreadsheet, return to the trial balance report, and do another export, but this time without the formatting. And we'll again click the export icon, and this time for our format we'll select Excel 97-2000 data only and click OK. And as before, we'll go with the defaults for the format options. And we'll select the previous file to overwrite it, then click Save and Yes. Now let's return to the desktop and take a look. We'll double click, and as you can see, the data is now unformatted and ready for you to apply your own formatting and analysis. Now we'll look at the fourth method, which is the inquiry tool. Again, you'll only find it on the portal in Sage ERP Accpac version 6 and higher. So let's return to the portal, and here we'll click on Inquiry, AR Customers and Transactions, Customer Documents in Functional Currency. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll accept the default query filters, which will return all customers and document types. If we scroll to the bottom, you can see that we've got an Export button, which we'll go ahead and click. Here we can choose to export to Excel, CSV, or to a PDF document, and we'll choose Excel, click OK, and the export runs. Now we can open the spreadsheet and perform any additional formatting and analysis within Excel. Importantly, you can use the Inquiry Tool's filters to tailor the data that gets exported to Excel. And that completes our tutorial on exporting data from Sage ERP Accpac to Microsoft Excel. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage ERP Accpac system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.